Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over some quick updates on the EV market. Before we get in this video though, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So the big headline figure from Cox Automotive is that EV sales just hit another record, and this is massive. Almost 300,000 electric vehicles were sold in quarter two of 2023. This is a 48.4% increase compared to quarter two of 2022. And if you look at the rest of the automotive industry with ICE cars, most of the year-over-year increases we're seeing in volume are in the single digits, not in the double digits. There are some automakers that have double-digit increases, but yeah, EVs definitely doing pretty well this year so far. But the interesting thing is that EVs actually lost a little bit of market share. So EV market share in quarter one was 7.3%. It is now down to 7.2%. So it looks like the overall car market grew a little bit faster than the EV market. But again, the EV market is still growing strong. And I guess that the title on this article makes a lot of sense, because they basically say at the beginning that EVs hit another record, but then growth ahead will be hard fought. And yeah, if you're losing a little bit of market share, that makes sense. Now, the number one seller is still Tesla in the EV market, and they're actually still the number one luxury seller in the US as well, which is pretty funny. But anyways, Tesla's market share fell below 60% for the first time, but Tesla is still definitely a dominant force. I mean, this article states that for every 10 Chevys that are sold in the EV market, or sorry, for every 10 Teslas rather, there's only one Chevy sold in the EV market, and Chevy is in number 2, and so that just shows you like how big Tesla is compared to the rest of the competition. And Tesla's vehicle that's still selling the most by far is the Tesla Model Y, and frankly, the Tesla Model Y is pretty much the entire EV market here in the US. You basically have Tesla, you have the Model Y, and that pretty much sums up the EV market. But there are some other vehicles that are starting to come up. So first off, Rivian sold 20,000 units. So Rivian's definitely increasing in volume. It'll be interesting to see, how things go for them moving forward. And then there are some other, cars that are doing pretty well. This article basically highlights the BMW i4 because the BMW i4 now sells in higher volume amounts compared to the Tesla Model S. So that is pretty fascinating. But again, overall, this just shows that we have growth, but we still have a very consolidated EV market. It's not only consolidated mainly to one brand, it's literally consolidated to one particular car. And I mean, you could even say, because the Model 3, right, and the Model Y are on the same platform, and they're basically just SUV and car version of the same thing, you're consolidated to just, yeah, one type of vehicle. So that is pretty interesting. Now, further down in the article, they talk about, shoppers' consideration moving forward, and I think this is why, the second half of the title with this article is talking about how, gains moving forward will be really difficult. So 50% of shoppers are saying that they're interested in an EV, and they think that, EVs are the future. But again, when it comes to actual buying, that is not what's happening. We don't have 50% of the market actually purchasing an EV. It's like everyone is considering it. They go in and they look, and then they go in and buy an ICE car. And if you look at the days supply of EVs, it really shows that. So the market average right now with a brand new car is 53 days. The days supply number with EVs is 100 days. So again, you have that situation where people are considering, but they're not actually buying. And so this will now lead into summing things up for today's video. So the EV market is still a very small portion of the overall US market, again, around that 7% range. And what you hear time and time again is that you don't really get mass market adoption until you go above that 15% range. And so we're already kind of seeing, again, some pullback from these EVs, because at the beginning of the year, right, they're 7.3%, now they're 7.2%. I know that might seem marginal on the surface, but losing any amount right now is, pretty devastating to the overall EV market, despite the fact that they're having volume growth overall. They should just be, growing on every single aspect, in my personal opinion. So moving forward, we'll see what happens with the EV market, but I will not be surprised if we see a lot of stagnation within the EV market, i.e. the overall car market will grow, the EV market will grow, but the EV market share, I don't think that it will necessarily grow moving forward. I think what we might see is that 7% range might be 7% for quite some time, and a lot of automakers are starting to realize this. Stellantis, for example, came out recently and announced that all of these EV concepts that they've released over the course of the last few years are probably not actually going to make it into production, and that they're just going to basically get rid of all of that and do a clean slate. And so I think that, and we're starting to see this from more automakers because they're just realizing that the demand isn't there yet. And so I won't be shocked if we start to see more new releases with ICE cars and more of a focus on ICE cars, because currently that is what is still selling in the market. 93% of vehicles, roughly, right, are still ICE cars. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about the situation. Do you think that we're going to see stagnation with the EV market? Or do you think that the EV market is just in a little bit of a downturn right now and that they're going to just, dramatically increase when it comes to market share? I'll see ya.